Okay, so, hi everyone! Today we'll be playing a Christmas game in the spirit of Christmas. But what is a Christmas game? Initially, I wanted to play a game I would have not otherwise tried because, well, that's what I do here. So I was going to experience League of Legends in its best way possible, which is to do anything related to the IP but play League of Legends. This time it was in the form of a game they released about my favorite champion, Nunu, which, by the way, is the name of the kid. The name of the Yeti is Willem. Look at this game and tell me it does not scream Christmas for you. Wait, it actually doesn't? That's awkward. Scrap that, let me check my notes. Why did I think this would be a great Christmas game? In fact, what does the game have to do to be a Christmas one? Well, for me, I saw the gameplay on this game and well, can you guess what made it feel like a perfect game to play for this? It has snow. But that's the extent of it. The only reason it has snow is because it happens in the frosty region of Freljord, but that's snowy all around the year. Or so I think? I would need Necri to correct me on that one. But of course I associate Christmas with snow. Where I come from you can get minus 15 degrees during that period if you're unlucky. If you're lucky you might even get minus 30. And so there is something really cozy for me about absolutely freezing outside and having to go inside to drink a hot chocolate to warm up. In this category of games, the only criteria is a general winter aesthetic. One notable game for this would be Red Dead Redemption 2. However, it's not that the whole game is set during winter, it's just in the introduction scene. Even so, the snow mechanics in that game and the whole introduction is so gorgeous, I feel like it deserves to be mentioned. You do have other games that only happen during winter, but it seems like for a big portion of them, the idea of winter is not to represent the coziness of the season as much as it is the harshness of it. In games such as Metro 2033 and Frostpunk, the frosty environment is something you have to fight against, not something you enjoy. Resident Evil Village is one that has a quite accurate depiction of winter for me, but that's only because, well, I grew up in such a village. I made a whole video about that one, you can go watch it after this. To go even further, there are some games that happen during the Christmas period, and so the environments reflect that. Like, sure, it might feel incredible, or should I say amazing, to be able to play as Spiderman swinging around New York, but what if you do it whilst the streets and buildings are covered in snow? The whole Spiderman Miles Morales happens during the Christmas period, and so you have a gorgeous map to swing around in, a nice Christmas dinner with the family, and you even get to ride a reindeer in a mall filled with Christmas decorations. If I had an elf for how many comic book hero games happen during Christmas, I would have 2 elves, which is not a lot, but it's weird that it's more than one. And that is because, for some reason, out of all the possible superhero games, the one that decided to have a story happen during Christmas was Batman, specifically Batman Arkham Origins. Unlike snow in New York though, having snow in Gotham is not enough to make me want to be there. The only gift I'd like if I live there would be a ticket to leave the city. Santa, please just take me on your sleigh, let me leave this place with you. Wait, where did we end up? Why is there a talking dog and a rabbit talking rabbit at Santa's house? And why is Santa trying to shoot them? Okay, on a second thought, just take me back to Gotham. In this category, you can also put Dead Rising 4 or even Fahrenheit and Indigo Prophecy. This cozy feeling is really triggered in me with these snowy games, but here's the thing. I'm being very, Northern Hemisphere centrist right now. Why? Well, because all that I've talked about so far with snowy games is absolutely irrelevant if you're not from the Northern Hemisphere. Here, let me show you a map. I did not forget anything on this map. Anything. For our Southern Hemisphere friends, their Christmas looks a bit different. Instead of spending Christmas Eve by coming back to the warmth of your home after making a snowman or sleighing down a slope, you would spend it on a nice beach enjoying the sun whilst having a barbecue. I don't think Willem would survive that type of Christmas, so I want to ask this as I don't have any experience in these regards. To the people living in the Southern Hemisphere, what do you think of when you think of Christmas games? Is it Dune? Ah yes, this is a nice Christmas. Santa, is that you? Leave a comment down, I'm genuinely curious. Moving on, whilst I talked a lot about single player games, I've been ignoring multiplayer games. And they can do something most single player games don't do, which is to have different events. Some online games don't add too many things for Christmas. Overwatch, for example, had a few nice years where they added whole new theme maps, but other years they only added cosmetics like skins and emotes. Another example of this would be World of Warcraft. Every winter in Azeroth they have the event Winter Veil. During this time, you can toss snowballs, receive gifts, try out different minigames and enjoy some areas that have been decorated with Christmas themes. And as beloved as these events can be, they are mostly small changes. Some games like to go big. Fortnite is a good example of this. I don't really play Fortnite, so maybe someone can correct me on this, but Fortnite is known to put quite a lot of effort into their map updates. The most recent one I can think of is where they created a whole map of Springfield with a perfectly adapted style of Simpsons in 3D. For Christmas, they seem to add whole new areas of the map that are Christmas themed or with Christmas events. But as I said, I don't really play Fortnite, so I can't speak too much about it. Let me tell you instead of another game which I made a whole video about, so you can go check out if you're interested. Dofus. What Dofus does during Christmas is open up a whole new area where you can go travel to the Christmas Island. An island full of snow where the only trees that grow are pine trees. Some even attack you. An island where buildings are decorated as gifts, and an island where you can enter Santa's workshop as a dungeon and defeat him? I'm sure he's fine. I loved this when I was younger. It may have not been a surprise because the island would open up every year, but the anticipation of it finally opening up after waiting for 11 months was something really special. Now, this category wouldn't be complete if I wasn't going to talk about League of Legends. Wait, what? Hold on a moment. Let me check my notes again. Yeah, it says it right here. Talk about League of Legends. That's weird. When you think about Christmas, you don't really think about League of Legends, do you? Christmas is a time of joy, a time of happiness, a time of friendliness. And these three things do not have a place in the battlefield that is this game, commonly known as the most toxic environment you can be, closely followed by Chernobyl. But here's the thing, not only Christmas events exist in this game, they change people. Let me give you a quick history. League of Legends was released in 2009. For those of you that are not aware of how this game works, I'm jealous of you. But I'll explain it a bit. So you choose a champion you want to play with and get teleported on a map where your team battles another team. Players would spend hundreds or thousands of hours in this map as they struggle to climb ranks to reach their goal. And it's brutal out there. Due to how the game works, you may get into a game that can last 40 minutes where you may just be stuck in a game with teammates you might not like or enemies that are way too good. And so this creates a frustrating environment. But during the Christmas time, Riot, the creators of the game, did something amazing. So of course they added Christmas themed skins, but they also remade the whole map seemingly from scratch, and it's fantastic. Players loved it. But I don't think Riot could have predicted just how much of an impact this map would have. I remember back in 2009 when I was playing it, I noticed how just adding this map changed the way people interacted with each other. No longer were you spammed by toxic messages. People were just suddenly friendly to each other. You did something stupid and you died? Ah, no worries my friend. Mistakes happen. The enemy team is absolutely crushing your team? Hey, no problem, there's always another game. Merry Christmas everyone. Was I playing a different game? It was so wild to see. Riot managed to change not only the map, but with it, the way people interacted with each other. People were looking forward to the Christmas map every year. It was an absolute success. Riot did not like that. Where is all the toxicity? They had to stop it. Because 2011, as far as I remember, was the last time they had this winter map. This left people craving for it again. Every year people would beg for another Christmas map. Why can't Riot add it? Surely it can't be too hard. But years went by and Riot was silent. Sometimes they would explain how they don't want to do it because they are losing too much money for it, as they have nothing to gain from it. But come on Riot, Christmas is not about that. And so more than 15 years later, as everyone's hopes that they would reintroduce it disappeared, Riot did it. They announced a brand new Christmas theme map and they absolutely nailed it. The visuals are so gorgeous. It's the map everyone has been waiting for, so it's time to enjoy the Christmas spirit yet again. Let's move on. Maybe Christmas games are not games that have Christmas themes. Maybe we need to take it more literally. Maybe they are just games about Christmas or games where you play as Santa. A quick search on Steam and I found a few Christmas games. Let's see. Ah, there you go, Christmas Story. Yes, that's what I've been talking about. Look at this atmosphere, it's so cozy. You even get to enjoy a nice winter in a wooden cabin and look at all these decorations. Wait, what the fuck? Alright then, let's keep looking. This one's a horror too. This one sounds like it's not, but looking through the pictures, it's just a Silent Hill game. They should have just called it Silent Night. And then you have Cthulhu Saves Christmas and Christmas Massacre. Ah, and let's not forget A Christmas Nightmare. Seriously, developers, can you make one Christmas game that is not horror? Maybe we just need to look back in time a bit. Let's look at Christmas games during the Nintendo and Super Nintendo era. You have famous games such as Days Before Christmas, or how about this gem, Elf Bowling? Wait, pause for 1 second. Elf Bowling? What even is this? You play as Santa and use bowling balls to push down elves? Look, that elf is even mocking me. What is this? Why do all of them have to be so creepy? I don't know about you, but they do not give me any Christmas vibes. I can't imagine waking up on the Christmas day to open my present and see Days Before Christmas, only to boot it up and see this. Wait, that's it? What if Christmas games are just games people play during Christmas and as such remember them fondly? Picture this. It's the morning of Christmas. You as a kid woke up and rushed to the Christmas tree to open your presents. You have no idea what to expect, it could be anything. And as you open the present, you see a grey box with the title Super Mario Bros. You are so curious to try it out, you might even forget it's time for breakfast. Who needs breakfast anyway? You'll just have to eat weird looking mushrooms and sunflowers. And so you spend the whole morning having a blast in that game. At some points, you might even get stuck at some levels, so maybe an older family member can help you make that one jump you just cannot make. Suddenly, you are bonding with your family, creating memories that are very fun to you. Now, sure, Mario may have just been an odd example, but I imagine for a lot of people, their go-to games are just games they remember as having played them during Christmas in the past. Whether that would be Pokemon, a Wii game, or even GTA. It's not about the game as much as it is when you first played it. Thinking about it now, part of the experience was opening the present and having that physical game box. Maybe this will be soon lost with games moving towards digital purchases. Wait, what do kids even get nowadays? A lot of games nowadays are just live service games, meaning they are free anyway, you can just download them. I imagine kids nowadays must go through a slightly different process. You wake up in the morning and rush to the Christmas tree excited to see what Santa brought you. As you open the present, you see a small card. You open it more and you see a letter. C. You open it even more and you see more letters appear. There's even some numbers. X, Y, 7, D, 2. Could it be? It may be exactly what you asked for. You finally open the present and confirm it. Santa brought you a 1000 V-Bucks gift card. Or Robux, depending on your preference. You rush to your computer, type that code in and buy the emote you've been wanting for so long. Wait, are kids that play Fortnite even kids anymore? They probably grew up at this point. What do kids nowadays even play? Regardless, it may sound like I'm hating on the presents people may be receiving nowadays, but it's just because it's so different than how I and maybe you experience Christmas. But it's honestly not really about the game, is it? In the end, a Christmas game is whatever makes you happy to play during this time of the year. Whether it's playing Doom, Animal Crossing, or Fortnite, don't let anyone tell you your game is not a Christmas game. Just go and enjoy the moments, and if you are playing an online game, make sure you spread positivity as you might just create core memories for people you don't even know. Merry Christmas everyone, I'll see you in the next one.